and blockchain ecosystem, all because I and give you detailed market analysis to enable you make the right business moves. Now you too can become a smart investor if you don't miss it. The Inside Blockchain Show, only on Crypto TV Plus.
Hello and welcome to the program. You're watching Inside Blockchain, live on Crypto TV Plus. I am Bobby Ayadike. Making the headlines, Cuba embraces crypto. Island nation located in the Caribbean Sea has finally joined a host of nations to accept cryptocurrency payments. Cardano smart contracts. Cardano smart contracts comes at last as the highly anticipated Alonzo Hat fork puts Cardano next in line with other smart contract cryptocurrencies. Solana and Arbitrum go offline. Solana and Ethereum's Arbitrum scaling solution goes offline due to technical issues. Ransomware attacks. The United States Treasury Department is reportedly set to crack down on cryptocurrency transactions related to hacks and scams. Crypto market crash. China's Evergrande debt crisis could allegedly affect Tether and other cryptocurrencies adversely. China's crypto crackdown. Bitcoin price slips after China's central bank vows to clamp down on cryptocurrency trading. Today's edition of the Inside Blockchain is brought to you by OKEX Talks, the leading innovative cryptocurrency exchange that offers advanced financial services. Over the next 20 minutes, we will be discussing the topic, real estate on the blockchain. Can another Evergrande be averted? China's biggest real estate behemoth, Evergrande, recent debt crisis is raising global concerns. The backstory is that Evergrande, known for its massive property development, investment, management, and construction, an average of 600,000 houses built annually, has racked up a whopping $300 billion in debt, which is 56 times bigger than what it owned a decade ago. This loan, used to develop real estate and other investments, including a football academy, has earned it the world's most indebted company. However, the issue is that the Fortune 500 company has warned that it might not be able to pay back these debts, and that the company's interest to bondholders is at risk. Equity markets fell, and the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies dropped on bankruptcy fears. The price of Bitcoin had crashed by 10% in a 24-hour span to $42,500 on Monday morning, the 20th of September. Analysts, however, are discounting the prospect of a collapse of the global economy. Let us go on a short break. When we return, we will take a much closer look at the topic, real estate on the blockchain. Can another Evergrande be averted? Stay with us.
Crypto is over.
Crypto is rubbish.
Crypto is crashing.
And all of this is known as fraud.
This program is brought to you by OKEX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.
You're welcome back. You're watching Inside Blockchain live on Crypto TV Plus. We're still looking at the topic, real estate on the blockchain. Can another Evergrande be averted? Here to help us better understand the issue at hand is Fatai Tunde Olasukanmi, the country manager of RedSwan CRE. And joining us virtually is Ikokpu Ndifreke, co-founder and chief operating officer, HouseAfrica.io. Gentlemen, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Tunde. You're welcome, Ndifreke. It is a pleasure to have you both on the show. Yeah, so Tunde, over to you.
Okay.
Now, can you give us a brief expose into the kind of solutions you're providing at RedSwan CRE?
Okay, RedSwan CRE, CRE stands for Corporate Real Estate. So we are a digital real estate company, a tokenized real estate company. So the solution we are providing is that we are creating a shield against crypto market volatility. What do I mean by that? You know, the crypto markets, you can grow wealth easily in crypto market. And the same way you can grow wealth, the volatility or shock wave that happen at any time can reduce drastically your wealth. So RedSwan is coming as a platform for crypto holders to shield their investment. That is, your investment will be held, you hold your investment in real estate. And real estate hardly drop in value.
Yes.
So it's advisable. So the solution we are bringing is that it's advisable for every crypto investor to diversify their portfolio against market volatility. So if you are putting in, it's advisable you put some of your fund into real estate, which you can also acquire through tokens, through crypto. So instead of you having the fear of withdrawing your large real estate portfolio, your crypto portfolio into your local bank account, that could raise eyebrow of you being chased by government or some of the financial agencies.
Yes.
You can easily use your crypto asset to buy fractional ownership in real estate.
Wow, that is simply fantastic. Now, Ndifreke, the same question over to you. Can you just give us a brief expose into the solutions you're providing at houseafrica.io?
Okay, so at House Africa, we're building a property information system. The idea behind that is to help anyone, home buyers or financial institutions, to validate property before investment or purchase. We are doing this because there is a great amount of fraud associated with real estate investments, not just in Nigeria, but other part of Africa. So that's why we're providing an easy and seamless avenue for anyone to verify property before investment. Apart from that, we also have a sitemap. Sitemap is spelled SYTEMAP. Sitemap helps developers, real estate developers, to list their property and be able to convert to the prospects or people who intend to buy into their estates or properties to better understand what they are building, so that they can easily close their deals. So it enhances the real estate developers' operations, especially those of the marketers who help them sell their properties. And for us, the end goal is to be able to aggregate this data and be able to help individuals who would buy homes in the future, who buy this same home in the future, to be able to look at the history around the property and then make informed decisions. So that's what we are doing at House Africa.
Explore and utilize RedSwan CRE.
Okay, so already we have an exchange platform. Just the same way you have crypto exchange platforms where you can buy different crypto assets, Bitcoin and the rest.
Yes.
But on our own exchange, you'll be able to buy into properties, fractional ownership of properties. Like for example, what you'll now be seeing is, okay, you're buying number one, Nitel building. You'll be seeing Nitel building, for example, Heritage Place and different properties that we have on our platform. So after going through your KYC, you'll be able to now have portfolio of real estate in crypto. You could buy and you have your dashboard where you actually see the assets you own, just the same way you see it in your crypto wallet. So this time around, everything is plain and on blockchain. Then we also bring in what is it called? Liquidity. You can decide to sell your real estate assets at any time. So you don't have to wait for years like before. So on our platform, you just register, you sign up, you register, and you have access to all of the properties that we have. But currently, the properties on our platform are based in US and Canada. So
there's nothing in Nigeria at the moment.
Well, currently we have things going on in the pipeline, and very soon.
Okay, that is
we'll be
fantastic. Fantastic. So just to wrap it up, should the community, your followers, should they be expecting something new?
Very, 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 very. They should be expectant, because before December, we'll be coming out with Nigerian properties and assets for Nigerian markets.
Oh, that is fantastic. So, Ndifreke, over to you. Now, the community, your followers, the people out there, should they expect something new from houseafrica.io anytime soon?
So for those of our followers who probably have been following us, they must have seen some huge announcements about mortgage. So we recently signed a partnership with the Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company. The idea behind the partnership is to help home buyers across the country to easily access mortgage. So this partnership spread through to over 27 primary mortgage banks in Nigeria. And so anyone who wants to buy a home can apply for a mortgage seamlessly through our platform, and that can get to those banks, and the mortgages can easily be processed. And so that's what our our followers should look out for, and in the months to come we'll probably will have other bigger announcements that would help individuals to easily access properties and mortgage and get finances.
Evergrande, the Chinese, the nation of Chinese, the biggest real estate giant. So now, what do you think led to the huge debt, incurred over the years by Evergrande? That question is for you, Ndifreke.
So Evergrande's story is both interesting as it unfolds and concerning at the same time as to the effect it probably could have in the global market. This is a company that is the second largest real estate developer in China. They've been building over 600,000 properties per year across the country, and they contribute 2% to the gross domestic product of China. So that's huge. And the company has been I've been borrowing heavily to sustain its operation. So investment from the local banks, from offshore investment as well. And apart from that, they have this pre-selling arrangement where people buy their properties off plan. On record, they have over 1.4 million home buyers who have actually put their money down, waiting for homes to be delivered for them. And as well, the company has not really been focused. They've tried to dabble into other businesses as well, like the electric vehicle, the Eno Football Club. They invested as well in tourism. So, and I think all these are put together have gotten to where they are cumulatively. They're owing in debt $300 billion, the largest, in the world right now. So because they are able to meet their obligation to pay back this money, I think it was due sometime early this week, about Thursday or so, they were not able to meet up that obligation to pay back. So the company essentially is facing a liquidity problem. They're not able to pay back as at when due what they are supposed to remit to the investors, and that's why they're having these troubles.
I'm made to understand that this $300 billion in debt is the largest that they have ever incurred for the past 2 decades. So why do you think it's blowing up right now?
Okay, now Evergrande is a big company in China, as you know. So it's the second largest, as this other speaker said. Now, the company became public as they listed the IPO. That was in 2009, and they have other subsidiaries. In tourism, in sports, they own a football club, the hospitals and the likes. So the event has been snowed over time, but it recently went public when international investors were affected. So the total debt they are owing up now is about $300 billion. And out of that $300 billion, it's just about $20 billion that is for international investors. A company like that can easily go out to secure bonds from international investors. So before now, they've been having challenges with their local suppliers. They've been having challenges with their customers, because the bulk of their money comes for people prepayments, like you pay in advance before buying an asset. So now, but due to the COVID issue that's ravaged the whole world, most of their projects are not completed. Then also the demand for their products reduced, because people's capital income reduced, so they couldn't buy property. So all of that snowballed to what is happening now. But it became public when they couldn't pay the interest they were to pay to international investors. That was on the 21st of September for those that bought their bond, and that's about 8.3 million USD or so.
Wow, that's fantastic. So the same question over to you, Ndifreke. Why do you think this thing is coming up now?
So Evergrande is facing a liquidity problem. If you borrow typically, there are obligations, and so they are not able to meet their obligation, particularly for this week. And so they've come out to say that there are possibilities that they will not meet up. Eventually, they did not. Right. So that has sent shockwave across the global market. So there are a lot of speculations. Will they be able to meet this in the future? And these things are accumulating, right? So it's not a write-off because they've not been able to meet on the particular day. So that's what is building this, and that's why it is blowing up. They're not able to pay back their investors. The interest is probably accumulating, and the investors are worried as to what the future would look like for them.
So let us go on a short break. When we return, we'll take a more closer look at this same issue, real estate on the blockchain. Stay with us.
My name is Toju Kaka. I'm the founder of Crypto. I'm a cryptocurrency trader, blockchain consultant, and I'm one of the OKX partners in Nigeria. I've been using OKX since 2018. My experience of using OKX has been fantastic. The platform is safe and secure for traders. The user interface is really clean. I would recommend OKX to other people because of the security of the exchange. OKX is one of those exchanges that has never been hacked.
This program is brought to you by OKX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.
Welcome back. You're watching Inside Blockchain live on Crypto TV Plus. I'm still here with Fatai, Tunde, Olasukanmi, Country Manager RedSwan CRE, and joining me virtually is Ikokpu Ndifreke, co-founder and chief operating officer, houseafrica.io. Now, gentlemen, like we were discussing before the break, it is believed that China's real estate giant Evergrande's debt crisis is rattling global markets. Now, can you help us make sense of this, Tunde?
Okay, now what is it called? The major reason why it's having impacts on the global market is that, investors usually have the issue of fear, doubts, and uncertainties. Now
That's FUD.
Yeah, that's FUD.
Yeah,
exactly.
fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Yeah,
exactly. So now that will send a kind of fear to them in relating with Chinese company. They'll have a doubt. And one of the reasons why the company is having issues is that, number one, Chinese government itself is clamping down on Chinese companies that are getting loans recklessly.
Okay.
That's one. Then number two, the demand for their major product, which is real estate, dropped. Then number three is that the company itself has over-diversified without actually preparing the ground for this kind of shock they're having now. They digressed from their primary assignment to several other businesses. Like I termed their businesses E-Fast. They are in health. In health, they have retirement homes. They have chains of hospitals. And then E, they are also into entertainment. They host music festival, and have some record label, I think. They digressed also into finance. They have an insurance company called Evergrande Life. They digressed into what is it called? Agriculture. They are also into tourism.
It's almost as if they are into everything in China,
everything. So I know it's, if you are not experienced, they're also into automobile. They have an electric company, electric cars, plants and whatever. So all of that develop the bottleneck to what they are not able to, that they are not able to control. So now the international market, people will definitely lose trust. One of the reasons why they could invest in such companies, they have the guarantee or the belief that the government of China can come to the rescue of such company when this kind of incidents happen. But now nobody is sure of the body language of the government, of the Chinese government. So definitely international investors are on a red alert. Number one, it will make them lose interest, might make them lose interest in other Chinese companies. And you know, there's a saying that whenever an elephant collapses, that vibration, the shock wave will definitely go
Yeah,
around.
that is very apt and precise. So, Ndifreke, now, do you think this issue can be contained within China, or are we about to witness a global downturn?
So if the government of China, I mean the Beijing, decide to step in and provide some liquidity for Evergrande to settle some of their obligations, they could save the day, all right. But at the same time, that could set a precedent to other companies that it is okay to go borrow recklessly, and then when you get into trouble, the government will come to your aid. So that's what I believe the direction. The government do not want these companies to tow, and so they're being careful on the decisions they have to make. And there's some stories around the company getting restructured, so the government taking over in some ways and help those home buyers, 1.4 million of them, to complete those homes so that these individuals can move into their homes. And as well, some analysts are making comparison of this. You know, when we talk about the global downturn, some analysts are making comparison with the Evergrande issue to that of Lehman Brothers, you know, that lead to the global financial crisis of 2008. But there's a difference to this. You realize that Evergrande has physical assets, you know, the land, the uncompleted properties, which could eventually be completed and could be sold at, right? But if you compare that to the Lehman Brothers scenario, they just had financial assets. And so that's why the bubble happened. So I feel that it is easy to control this situation. And if the Chinese government step in, they could save the day.
So I believe at this point, it is time to ask the question that is on everybody's lips. Now, cryptocurrencies were created to enable people to have financial freedom and also serve as a safe haven. Now, you see Evergrande and you see cryptocurrencies. So the question that needs to be answered is, why is this affecting the global crypto market?
And so it's typical, you know, a lot of speculation, you know, going around. People do not actually know what's going to happen next. Will the Chinese government come to the rescue of Evergrande, or would they allow the company to collapse? So nobody knows, right? So people are afraid of the fallout of what could happen next, and so they are pulling out their resources, their asset to and invest them in where they consider a safe haven. And that's same with cryptocurrency. And apart from that, the Chinese government is clamping down on the crypto market in China. I mean the operators, and that's affecting a lot of people. So we do not see more money coming into this crypto space, and not just China. In the US as well, there are crypto regulations that might happen pretty soon. So the investors are skeptical. They don't know what would happen next, and so everybody's holding on to where it's safe. When you compare cryptocurrency to other assets, the volatility, you know, in it. So people are skeptical. They don't know what to happen next. So they're just on the watch out to see what's going to happen.
This whole debt financial crisis, why is it affecting the global crypto market?
Okay, for me, I think it's affecting the crypto market because everything still boils down to the individuals. What do I mean by that? As big as Evergrande is and the numbers of subsidiaries they have, you know, indirectly, if that company gets folded up, it will affect some jobs directly and some people that work for them directly. Then also the indirect job they create in the main Evergrande and their subsidiary. So this is like money and income leaving people's hand. And these are people that it's from their income they invest in the crypto markets. Do you understand? Yeah. So for some, because of that fear, some will even want to pull out funds from their crypto markets. So, and when people lose their job, that means they have less money to invest. Their primary thing will be to eat, clothe themselves, and house. So, you know, when that is sorted, you can actually think of investment. So, if banks that loan money funds to this Evergrande, for example, if such this issue also affect them, they run bankrupt, and so there's a ripple effect, there's a chain, more like an ecosystem, and what is it called? Ecosystem of organizations and teams that will affect.
Yeah, good stuff. So finally, before I let you go now, like you earlier mentioned, so we understand that cryptocurrency, like I mentioned earlier, was created to give people financial freedom. You know, you don't need to subscribe to any central authority for you to access your finance. Now, what do you think is the future for the global crypto market? Seeing that this has happened and it's actually affected the market, what do you think is the future? Or are we going to see subsequent occurrences like this?
Okay, now, you know, the world is already evolving, and we need to educate people and let people understand what is happening. You know, this kind of incident is not new. You know, before there have been four major financial evolutions across the world. The first was the agrarian sector that happened in the 16th century. Then in the 19th century, 17th century upward, we have the industrial age. Then in the late 90s, was coming up with the telecom, internet, and the dot-com era that gave birth to most of the billionaires that we are looking at up to today. Now, you need to be on track. What I mean by that is that the next predicted technology that will rule the future, number one is blockchain. Number two is robotics. Number three is IA, artificial intelligence. And I think the third one has to do anything that has to do with green energy, electric cars and the like. So whether we like it or not, blockchain has arrived. But what is going to happen now is that blockchain is moving from, or cryptocurrency is moving from just trading and prediction to the other advantages blockchain have to every other business sector, which is, for example, the real estate, which we've discussed about earlier, as in tokenized real estate. So now every business now to start looking inward, go back to the drawing board and start remodeling their businesses to accommodate blockchain technology, to accommodate crypto and the like. So I think with that, the world has a sustainable growth and future.
Oh, that is nicely put, nicely put. Excellent. So the same question to you, Ndifreke, before we let you go. What do you think is the future for the global crypto market in light of recent occurrences and events?
So if you remember the dot-com era, so when the internet was invented, there were a lot of questions from many sectors as to what could be done with the technology. And at the moment, you realize that our life completely relies on it. And so that's the same thing with blockchain. The first, I would say, feature, which is the crypto, is functional. People are asking a lot of questions. Is it all? How do we better manage this innovation? What the government are asking, what regulatory framework they should deploy that will be functional. And so there are a lot of questions. People do not really get answers. They do not really understand. But there are upgrades to this. People are beginning to learn, and when we learn, the government will be able to get better regulations in place. People would learn how to use this and rely on it, and I think it will essentially improve the market globally. And with the Evergrande story, will we expect the same thing? We can't say, but it's possible. It has been happening long before now. Huge operations like that, there could be problems with transactions, deliverables, focus, and all of that. So it could happen, yes.
Thank you, Tunde. Thank you, Ndifreke. Thank you for joining us on the show. It's been an absolute learning experience from the both of you. And that will be all on today's program. You can get more market updates and all the happenings captured within the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency on our website, cryptotvplus.com. Follow us on our social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube @CryptoTVPlus to get daily info on our programs. Today's edition of the Inside Blockchain Show is brought to you by OKEX Talks, the leading innovative cryptocurrency exchange that offers advanced financial services. Thank you for staying with us. I am Bobby Ayadike. I'll see you next time.
This program is brought to you by OKEX, the most trusted